Good morning from the farmer's garden. I'm one of the farmers and I'm in the greenhouse right now. So we put this thing up roughly a year ago, a little over a year ago. And last fall, it didn't do us just a ton of good with any kind of warm season plants because we didn't have any sort of ground heat built up inside it. We just had, whatever temperature the ground was when we built it is what we had. And this year it's actually doing pretty well. Now granted, it hasn't been chilly yet. We had one really light freeze and some cool weather, but we've got things growing in here that should not be growing this time of year, and they're growing really well, and that is tomatoes. So let me show you. Okay, this tomato right here did not even sprout until the end of September at least. It might have been into October. This was a fruit that had fallen, a cherry tomato that had fallen, and it sprouted on its own. It's a volunteer. And just in the month or so that it has been here, it's already producing fruit. It's already 4 feet high, and it's looking great. So we should not have tomatoes volunteering and doing this well this time of year, but here we are. These are our old tomatoes from the summer. They are still making. Normally we would have already taken these out by now, and granted, they are looking incredibly sad at this point. Lots of dead stuff in there, lots of sad pieces in there, but the tomatoes we're picking are still just as sweet as they were all summer long. They're still blooming. And then we have Romas over here. These Romas did not make all summer long. They did not like the heat. But this greenhouse is now absolutely the perfect temperature for them, and so baby ones, slightly bigger ones, bigger, all in here, just full of these Romas. Come down here, we've got red ones. We're going to be picking these soon. So what we learned is this is our fall tomato variety for next year. They don't like the summer heat, but they like the cooler temperatures. So we're going to do that in the fall next year. But we also have some empty spaces here. So Brandon is hoping to get in here with the tiller in the next couple of days and break these up. And we're going to see what we can do with squash and zucchini and maybe some green beans in here this fall and winter, and see if we can make them grow in the greenhouse. The tomatoes that we're picking aren't huge right now, but they have been really, really good. This one is still maybe slightly on the green side. They're so good. They're so sweet. These are those Sweet 1 Millions. And even small, and even late in the season, and even for me, who is not a tomato person, I would never just choose to eat a tomato. Oh, y'all, they're amazing. They're so good. We've also got loads of starts going in the greenhouse right now. So we've got cabbage, collards, lettuce, lots of onions. We're still learning how to start our own seed onions, so we've got literally trays and trays of them, trying to kind of experiment and learn that. But all of these things are looking really good. Broccoli over there. We've got more onions, spinach. This spinach is looking great. I'm super excited about that. Cauliflower, more broccoli. And these are really appreciating the temperature that we've had in here lately. We do still have our shade cloth on the outside, but we are leaving all the sides rolled down most days, and it's getting up to about, sometimes it touches 100 in here and then it goes back down. It's tending to be in the 80s or 90s, and that seems to be working really well for everything that we have in here now. And like I say, we're hoping to start those squash and stuff in here in the next couple of days. All right, now we're outside in the yard garden. This is the second half. Over there is the part that we started this summer. This is the part that we just started recently. We have lots and lots of radishes sprouting. Lots and lots. These are the Red Rover radishes that make those beautiful, perfect, round, grocery store looking radishes. They're just perfect. Look at all of these. Then we've got icicle radishes over here. Those are the big white ones that y'all enjoy so much. Lots of those all the way through here. Radishes are just fun to grow. They grow so well. So those are fun. And then we've got carrots in this part. And carrots are so super tiny when they first start to sprout that I often miss them. I think that one's actually a weed, but they're little bitty like that when they first start to sprout. We're supposed to have beets in here. Beets are not doing as well yet, but they are starting to come up. They are working on it. And then over here is turnips, and you can see the turnips are also starting to come up. So those are there. And then down on this end, we have some direct sown spinach. So we have those inside to start out here, and we have these that just went straight into the ground out here and started that way. And those go down almost to the end down there. All right, so this portion of the garden has the black plastic, as you can see, and this is actually a service that we offer. Brandon will, if you'll get it disced and everything, he can come and bed your rows and add the black plastic and the drip tape and get your garden set up to do this. This keeps down the weeds. It also increases the temperature of the soil and helps those plants to grow faster. So these are lettuces, and you can see they're kind of starting to whirl up in the middle to make a head. At first they all look like leaf lettuces, but these are starting to kind of create those swirls right in the middle. This is cabbage, and again, at first it looks like all the other cole crops, but as it grows, it will begin to create those tiny little whorls right in the middle. So cabbage, broccoli on this side, cauliflower over here, and then collard greens. And these collard greens, we actually like to pick ours really small. We have not picked any of these yet, but we don't wait for ours to get very big. I'm going to see if I can get a piece off of this to taste. Okay, so we haven't actually harvested any to sell yet. That flavor is really good. It tastes like raw broccoli right now. Just super tender, sweet, doesn't have any bitterness to it. Very, very good. But we have lots of these in here, and some of them are starting to get decent sized leaves on them. And so we will start to pick those before too awful long. So we have rain coming, hopefully rain coming tomorrow. They're actually talking about severe weather tomorrow. But what I'm gonna do is get out the watering can and our water soluble fertilizer, and I'm just gonna go through and hit all of this with some fertilizer before the rain comes and let it get the boost from the fertilizer and the boost from the rain, and hopefully it'll all really grow faster. We're trying to really push it this year and get these things to make maybe a little faster than they would normally. That's why we had the black plastic, that's why we have the greenhouse closed up, all of those things. Trying to make sure that we have vegetables to sell. So that's what I'm fixing to do, is just go through with the watering can back and forth over and over down the rows, getting everything fertilized and growing. Anyways, just wanted to give y'all all an update on what is happening here on the farm. I haven't done a farm update in a while, but that's what's happening. So thank y'all for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed your visit. Y'all be sure and tell your friends about us so that they can like and subscribe to our channel and learn something with us as well. And y'all come back when you can stay longer.